Hey, I want to make this video because I know there's someone, at least one person, probably a lot more than one person right now that's watching this, that's struggling with fear. You know, the fear of the unknown, the fear of what's happening in a relationship, the fear of maybe financial pressure or challenges that you face. And you might be worried right now about it. You might be worried right now about an outcome of something that you're just filled with anxiety and you're filled with, maybe the lack of belief that God has your back. And I just want to let you know from a friend to a friend, like I have dealt with depression, I have dealt with anxiety for most of my life. Now, I have never been on drugs or anything like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be on that, prescription drugs, and that could really help. But there also is another way. And I'm reading a book right now by Greg Chrishell. He's a pastor in, I believe, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Oklahoma City. He's the one that really developed the U Bible, the app that a lot of us have on our phones. But he came out with this book about a year ago called Winning the War in Your Mind. And I've been definitely a proponent of coaching people through these challenges. You know, the 6 inches between your ears is really running your life. It's running your thought life. It's running your actions. It's running the way that your body looks. It's running how healthy you are. It's running your relationships. It's running even your faith. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way to focus on the right things, right? And the Bible says, and this was my dad's favorite verse because he struggled a lot with depression. He struggled a lot with anxiety. In fact, I grew up with a dad who would really shake a lot because he was so nervous. He was so fearful, but he was able to take, some medication, but that kind of, swayed his personality a lot. So one day I get the best version of my dad, and the next day I get the worst version of my dad. And then the next day is the best version, and the next day is the worst. So as growing up as a child, it was like back and forth so much. And it really kind of messed with my head, messed with what love is. It messed with how I perceive love or how I look at love or what I really thought about love. And of course, there's so many different Bible verses. And of course, that's always my go-to before I grab a drink or before I smoke something, Not that I do, I'm just saying like this has always been my first, let's go here. And of course, 1 Peter 5:7, which is cool because my dad's name was Peter. This was his favorite verse. Even at his funeral, my mom talked about it. It says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So I know that sounds like, sure, cool, all right, I just prayed, right? But here's the thing, and there's so many great verses in this book, and of course this book is great, but cast all your cares upon him because he careth for you. So let's say you have a box here and a box here. So this box is a big box and it says God on it, and then this box is your worries. This is fear, this is worry, this is the pain that you're going through. And let's just say you want to take your worries, your pain, and your fear from this box and put it into the God box where God's just going to take care of it for you. You're really believing that if I cast all my cares upon God, he's going to be faithful and just to get those out of my head so that I can move on with my day. And I don't know about you, but I've been in a depression sometimes where I can't even leave my bed. And again, here I am saying this, but this is how I've been able to get through it. When I'm laying in my bed, depressed or curled up in a ball in the past, I wasn't casting my cares to God. Does that make sense? I was coming from almost an atheist perspective, even though I believe in Jesus and I have a personal relationship with Jesus and God. It was almost like an atheist perspective because if I'm fearful, that means I don't really believe there's a God. I'm trying to take on the fear all by myself. I'm trying to cast all my cares upon myself and be Superman, like a lot of us do, be in control, right? We need to be in control. We have to be in control of our situation. Hey, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? I really can't stand that quote. If it's meant to be, it's up to God. Once we ask what God's will is for our life, and then we just do the work. We just, he is giving us the path to follow once we come to him humbly and asking him what that path that we should go on. Okay, we're not God ourselves because some people think we're God-like, but no, we're just human beings. If we were God-like, we would fix all our problems today and we wouldn't have another problem for the rest of our lives. So we're not God-like, okay? We're created by God, and we have to recognize that we can be a part of God's family, but we also have to take that faith into action. So if I truly believe that God is real, Jesus is real, and okay, I'm fearful about an outcome, I'm fearful about a relationship, I'm fearful about pain that I might have to go through in the near future, I'm fearful of a business deal not happening, I'm fearful of a financial situation, I'm fearful about provisions that I don't have enough, I'm fearful that my kids are sick, or I have a diagnosis, or something of the health issue that I'm fearful about. I am now casting my care upon myself, and I'm not putting from that box of care into the box that God will handle it, and then I can just walk away and go get a smoothie and go, on with my day and go make those calls and not worry anymore. And I just, from a personal experience, I want to make more of these videos because I also wrote the book You vs. You, the 12 ways to kick your own ass and win. And on the front of my book is a brain. And if we can really understand this before anything else, the physiology of our body is run by our thoughts. We have 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. And if we don't change the way that we think today or tomorrow, and now I'm not just talking about thinking more positively, I'm talking about rewiring our brain, what's going to happen is those 60 to 90,000 thoughts that the average human being has, 90+% of those thoughts are going to be negative. It's going to be the same thing. It's like, why can't I be this? Why can't I do this? Why can't I write a book like him? Why can't I have success like her? Why can't I have that body like her or him? Why can't I be healthy? Why can't I be tall? Why do I have to be so short, or vice versa? Or why can't I get married? I'm so lonely. Why hasn't God, given me my partner yet? Or why am I in this horrible marriage? Why am I so stuck? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel not passionate about life anymore? Why do I feel like giving up? Is because in this box of our fears and our anxiety, we haven't transferred it over. We haven't pressed that mental button of, let me just take this over here and put it in the God box. Now I'll leave you with this. Now that's easier said than done. So if you're just, okay, I'm going to cast all my cares upon God. Okay, great. And I'm going to wait for 5 minutes. And you're just waiting for 5 minutes and nothing happens. And then you wait for 5 days. And nothing happens. But God is faithful to those that are faithful to him. And when you can't see it, you are in waiting. And God, even in the Bible, so many times has given us clear path of when we wait, great things are happening because God is working behind the scenes for our benefit. Tony Robbins, who I'm sure all of you know, always says life happens what? For us, not to us, right? It happens for us. So if I'm going through this problem, it's for my own benefit. It's the reframing of how I look at the challenge. That's where you can start to really grow. But if you're constantly in blame mode, if you're constantly blaming God, blaming your spouse, blaming your friends, blaming your enemies, blame, right? Well, 3 fingers are pointing back at me, only one's pointing to them. So understand that life happens for you. If you truly understand that, cast all your cares upon God, for he loves you more than anything. He loves you unconditionally. It's God and your dog that love you unconditionally. I don't know if your spouse can say that, but hopefully they can. That's what a true marriage looks like. But cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you, and then believe. So you literally walk away from that box and now you move on with your life. And the more that you do that, in fact, praying at least 12 minutes a day for 8 weeks in a row, it's Dr. Carolyn Leaf actually has, you're in a brain scan, your brain changes literally in a brain scan. It literally changes. If you do it 8 weeks in a row for at least 12 minutes a day in prayer and meditation, your brain changes. Your neurological brain, it becomes a different shape, if you will. That's how powerful prayer is. That's how powerful having that faith in God is. And then casting your cares upon him, putting that in that God box, if you will, and trusting God is going to take care of you and moving on with your day and enjoying life and living in the moment, living in the now. So hopefully that helps, because I'm not just talking about it because it's a good topic. I'm talking about it because I'm coming from my own practical perspective of how I every day deal with life, because sometimes I don't even want to get out of that bed. Sometimes I don't even feel like living sometimes. And I know it's kind of dark, but I've struggled with depression my whole life. But this is what really has not only allowed me to be successful, allowed me to really build relationships, but it's also allowed me to get out of bed. It's also allowed me to not to be a prisoner of my own thoughts. And I'm hoping today that that can add value to you. So thank you so much for watching this, and God bless you. And definitely get this book, Greg Chrishell. I actually got it at Walmart, so I think it's at Walmart. I actually got it at Target. I don't even shop at Walmart. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, see, Target. Change your thinking, change your life. Craig Chrishell. He's an incredible pastor. I think he runs one of the biggest churches in the United States of America, if not the world. Developed the whole U app, the U Bible, which you can download for free right now on your phone if you don't already have that in I don't know how many different languages. So appreciate you. Hopefully we could help. I realize that so many people are facing a challenge that no one knows about. That's mental health. And I faced it. I've been there. You know, I've attempted even suicide in my life a few times. So I mean, I understand where a lot of you are coming from, but there is hope and there is answers. And it really stems from the Bible. Okay, so appreciate it. God bless. We'll talk soon.